Hey guys, it's Doug here from Off the Trails. Figured I'd shoot another video today. I'm going to try and stay away from the last video. I had my face right up to the camera, but thought I was far enough back, but I guess I wasn't. So anyways, this video I want to talk about out-of-body experiences. I don't know if anybody out there knows what that is or has heard about it before. Out-of-body experience. Now it's different from lucid dreams. Lucid dreams is being aware when you're sleeping, being aware that you're asleep, but being aware that you're dreaming. Out-of-body is actually your soul actually leaving your body, coming out, your soul, and going out. And there's a lot to it. There's a lot of unknowns to it, but I'm gonna go by stupid phone's going off. I'm gonna go by my experience. So when I was a kid, I had experience. But anyways, when you out-of-body experiences is actually your soul coming out of your body. And they talk about the silver cord that's hooked to you or whatever. But see, when you leave your body, you're actually still connected. Your soul is actually still connected to your living body, and it goes out. And some say once that cord gets cut, then you're dead or whatever, or you're paralyzed or whatever. But nobody knows. It's just really interesting stuff. It goes really deep. Really bizarre stuff when you have them. It's just really bizarre, some stuff. But I wanted to talk about my story today. When I was a kid, I must have been probably about 8 years old when I first had my out-of-body experience. And I didn't even know it was an out-of-body experience until like later on in life when I actually remembered it. I was living at this old kind of Victorian house from the 1800s, and I was on the second floor, my bedroom, and my sisters were like, my sister would be like over here in one bedroom, and my other sister would be over here, and I'd be in one bedroom. My parents were over here, all on the same second floor. Then you had a bathroom there, whatever. But as you go downstairs, there'd be this long balcony, like stairway, really long, all the way down to the bottom floor. But anyways, when I was a kid, I'd always keep my door shut. I just didn't want my door open for some reason. I just didn't want people walking in without me knowing it, so I always closed my door. So if somebody come in, they'd have to open it, and I'd hear it. I don't know why, just the way I did it. So I kept my door shut. Well, when I was a kid, I can remember it was always pitch black, and if you can remember when you were a kid, and you have to get up in the middle of the night and you have to piss, and you'd be feeling the wall to find the light switch because you can't see anything, you know. And I remember that one time, this one night, I woke up and I was like, I had to piss so bad. I was like, it was just like crossing my legs. And I'm like trying to find. It was pitch black out, and I'm looking for the light switch. And I remember trying to feel it. I couldn't feel it. I'd be feeling around or whatever. So I'm just trying to feel I couldn't find the light switch, so now I'm trying to find the doorknob just to get the hell out of the bedroom. I'm 8 years old when I'm talking, when I'm doing this. I'm 8 years old. So I remember trying to look for the doorknob just so I can get out and go to the bathroom. And I was just remember feeling around. I couldn't find the freaking doorknob. It was just, everything was black, and I couldn't get the doorknob. But I had to piss so bad, and then my legs just like so bad. I'm just gonna piss my pants right here. So anyways, as this goes on, go lay down, buddy. Go lay down. As this goes on, I find myself outside of my door. of my bedroom. And now it's like a whole different story. And then somehow I didn't even have to go to the bathroom anymore. So I went past the bathroom, and I was at the stairwell going down, and it was like, when I was out, it was just like, I was like light as a feather. I was just like if I walk, you can feel the breeze go on you. Just, it was just like light as a feather. But I was just about to go downstairs, and I went to take a step to go down the first stair, to go down this long stairwell. And I went to take a step, and as I went to take a step, I just drifted down. I was just like if you threw a feather up in the air, I'd just come down really lightly. That's what I felt when I was coming down the stairwell. And as I was coming down, I wasn't falling fast. I was just going like this. But as I was falling, I could feel the wind on my face. And it was like, and I was going down. And just as I get down to the landing on the stairs, I was tensing up like this because I knew I was going to hit. And you know when I don't know, like you're going to fall and you know it's going to hurt. But I remember I tensed it up really, and I wasn't moving fast. It wasn't like I fell down the stairs or something, but it was just really slow. But I was tensing up. You know, I remember going like this. I was tensed up really bad, and then I just woke up. And I still remember that from this day. It was just from 8 years old. This was back in 1978, I think. Yeah, it must have been 1978. Just clear as day. I remember this. It was the clearest day, and I always thought when I was a kid it was just a dream. But now that I look back on it, I did some research on out of body stuff, and I've had other experiences. It was an actual out of body experience. But what happened, that I look back on it now, what actually happened to me when I was 8 years old, laying in bed, I didn't actually get up. Physically, I was in bed and I had to piss so bad that my brain was telling me to get up and go to the bathroom. But I was like sleeping in the sleep mode that I didn't get up in time, so my actual soul came out and was trying to go to the bathroom, I guess. And that's what happened. So when I went out and I was feeling around my room and it was pitch black, I couldn't find the light switch, because I normally know where the light switch is, because you know when you're in a room and you know your bedroom layout, you know exactly where the light switch is. So when I was there and I was trying to feel it, I wasn't feeling anything, because my hand was probably just going through the wall. And like just same thing with the doorknob. And then I found myself on the other side of it. So it's a lot of strange stuff with it. And I've had since then I've gotten books on it, and I've read up on different things, and just trying to understand this mystery. I mean, because there's a lot of stuff on it. It's like trying to understand your dreams and your thought process and all that. But going from experience and some of the things that I've been through, there was one that I haven't had one for many years now. I think the last one I had was a couple of years ago, and I think I was sick. And I usually get them when I'm sick, like I have like the flu or something like that. I don't know why, but I was laying in my bed, and I was like my bed's here, and I was sleeping like this way, and I was falling asleep. You know when you fall asleep and you feel the jolt when you're sleeping? And people have like jolt, and then you wake up or whatever, and it's because your body's actually, what it is your soul starts to come out, and you jolt yourself back in. That's what that actually is. But when I was laying in bed, I think I had the flu or something like that, and I was feeling like crap, And I think it's because when I had the flu, I get like really tired, like I just really worn down and tired because I'm sick. And that's when I have them. But when I was laying in bed one time, I was just so tired. I was just about to fall asleep, and I can catch myself into it. It's almost like I'm awake, but I can feel my body go to sleep into that process of going into deep sleep. But I stayed awake, and I was just waiting for the process. I was, going through the process of it. I let my body just drift off. And what I did was I kind of just rolled myself out of bed. Not physically. I was still laying in there physically, but my soul actually rolled out. And I actually felt like that feather again, like I was falling to the floor. And I fell on the floor. I knew I was out. And just really strange stuff. I mean, I've had them before where I've been outside and like it's almost like a lucid dream. Like I'm aware that I'm inside my dream, but I'm out of my body too. So it's like I'm having a lucid dream and an out of body experience at the same time. And I've had them before where I knew when I got out of my body, I knew I was out. I knew I was out. And I've done this before and I knew I was out. So I was kind of having fun with it. And I'd be like, I know my body's sleeping. I know I can do anything I want. I went right out through a freaking window just because I knew I could do it. And it's funny too because I remember going out and just as I was passing through the window, I was kind of tensing up because I was just so used to being in my physical body that I thought I was just going to smash through the window. I was like tightened up. But again, it was just passed through nice and gently. And it's almost like when you go through like a wall or something like that, like not physically, spiritually. So when you're going through a wall spiritually, you're passing through it. It's almost like you can see, when you're going through the wall, you can actually see like every little fiber of the wood, and you're going like through every little fiber of the wall, whatever's in the wall, and to out. That's why nothing is solid. Nothing in this world is solid. It's always just made up of vibrations and particles. And it's really intense stuff. It's really bizarre stuff. And a lot of people just don't understand it, but it's just, it's very, to me, it's very interesting because it's just one of those mysteries you just want to know, you just want to, and I started using it for like an escape, through like reality and two different realities. And a lot of people that understand it and that do it escape. I mean, you can go to flying down like in the dreams, when you're dreaming at night and you get out of your body, you can actually fly down the street and like go to different places in the world within a snap. You're there. You think about it, you're there. And it's a lot of just mysterious stuff. And once you start doing this stuff, once you start like doing it on a daily basis of getting out and doing it, you're going to have like these guides show up. These just people that they start showing up after a while. But you can run into like dark entities and stuff like that. And it's, the guides that show up, sometimes they want to take you different places, show you different places, but you really got to be on your guard with that and stand your ground. Like if you don't want to go with them, no, I'm not going with you, get out of here. You really got to stand your guard because it's a lot of just weird stuff. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff on it out there, but I'm just speaking through my experiences, what I went through. But it's very useful stuff. It's very bizarre stuff. I mean, you can go and just try to find answers for yourself, like future stuff, or it's just really bizarre stuff. And you can look it up and watch people that, different stories out there, and people, what they've been through and whatnot and stuff like that. But yeah, done a lot of stuff. I did a lot of research on it, but before anybody, if somebody out there that's wants to try this and they've never done it before, I would highly suggest reading up on the stuff and do some research on it before you go out there and do it. Attempt to do it for your first time, because it can be really scary at first, very frightening, and so you want to do some research on this and just you know understand of all the different things that's in the realms and stuff like that, and just the experience that your body's gonna and your mind's gonna take. Because a lot of people I've heard that have their first time out of body experience, they're petrified, scared. They feel like they're gonna die. They feel like um, their life's gonna be over. And what if I get trapped and I can't come back? Like all that stuff. So if you do some research on it, I mean, every night we all leave anyways. We leave our bodies every night, whether we know it or we don't. It's just a fact. We all leave. You know, either conscious or aware of it, or we're not aware of it. But to actually do it, and a lot of people have asked, well, how do I get my body out? How do I get out of my body at night? And how do I get out of my body at night, and how do I go do things during the night? Like go to somebody's house or go anywhere around the world. How do I do it? And there's a lot of different ways you can do it, approach it. What I found that works best is it's always, just before you fall asleep, you have to be aware of the process of going to sleep, but you can't be too alert because you won't have it. Some people have sleep deprivation. They put themselves through sleep deprivation, and it works for them. But I don't like doing that. So anyways, if you want to try this, you lay down at night before you go to bed in a comfortable position. You want to make sure that you don't have any tight fitting clothes around you, or any kind of jewelry, or somewhere it's quiet. It's not, you're not going to be bothered. And as you get in your favorite position as you go to sleep, just let your mind drift off, but be aware and just pay attention to your body falling asleep and everything, going to sleep. But you can't be too alert, because if you're too alert, you're not going to have it. So just let yourself drift off and be aware of what your body's going through. And they say there's different ways of doing this, but one way to do is to see a rope and actually pull yourself up like this. I know now when I have them, or when I haven't had them for a while, but I know the process of, like, if I'm having the process of, I'm aware of my body falling asleep, and I just know the moment where I can just, like, trying to explain this and I understand it, kind of just roll out of my body, kind of. Just different techniques that I use, because everybody's different. Everybody has their own way of doing it, and they're all different. Nobody's actually the same way. So if you want to, like, go out and have an out-of-body experience, I would highly suggest doing some research on it and learning the different steps. It's just really really bizarre stuff, because it's not in the reality that we're in now. The flesh reality, I'd call it, the human reality. You're more of in the spiritual reality, and there's just a lot of dimensions out there. There's a lot of things, and it's very bizarre, very bizarre stuff, but it can be cool. I mean, it's pretty much wherever you think yourself to go is where you're going to be within seconds. I found myself, like, out in my neighborhood, flying around at night, moving around and seeing different things, and then with a blink of an eye, I'm across the country somewhere. So, and it can only it usually sometimes happens within like 5 minutes. Like I had an out of body experience within 5 minutes. It'll seem like hours. And you notice too when you're out of your body, things go a lot slower than normal waking reality. Like I've been out of my body before, and I had a fan by my bed. I always have a fan by my bed blowing air. But when I was out of my body, I looked at it. I can actually see the fan. It was turning like really slow. Now, if I was looking at it from my perspective right now on this reality, it'd be turning really fast. So everything in the outer body, the outer realms, actually moves in a slower, at a lot slower rate. Things move at a lot slower rate. It's like time just slows down. So if you're out of your body for like 3 or 4 minutes, it'll seem like hours. It's like you can do a lot more. You can do a lot. You can go around the world, visit different places, come back, and it's only been like 5 minutes. Just really bizarre stuff. But I'm not going to get into all the bizarre stuff. I mean, I can be here all day talking about different stuff. But I wanted to share today just some of my experience on it when I was a kid. And if anybody out there has any experiences, I like to hear it and stuff. But it's very bizarre stuff. But like you can use like out of body experiences for like finding directions in your life, getting like different from like spirit guides and shit that show up. You can ask them like different things like, what path do I go on in my life? What would be best for me? Or, just all different stuff you can ask them. But the key to that is bringing that information and remembering it when you wake up. So it takes time, and it takes a lot of effort to get used to all that, and like anything, like learning anything takes time, and just getting better at it. Just really bizarre stuff, and I mean, you get books on it, and you start doing research on it. It's just really bizarre stuff. It's nothing like the reality that we're in now. It's just totally different, but it's really neat. And like I said, I haven't had it for a couple of years now. I just been doing other things like spiritual stuff, just spiritual stuff that like spiritual awakenings, and doing meditations and stuff like that. So I haven't had any like out of body experiences for that time. So I'm gonna do another video probably in a little while. I'm gonna talk about ghosts too, my experiences with some ghosts, and I've got some stories that were just throughout the years that I've experienced it. It just gives me chills. And I've got a lot of stuff too, like within dreams, and I've done a lot of like dream work too. Not like the out of body stuff, but like working with like dreams and stuff like that have come true. Like I'd be dreaming stuff like just like really dreams that was so vivid. When I wake up, I swear I was just right there. And I'm going to be talking about that too, because a lot of it is just came true for me. And you wait till you hear these stories I got to tell. And I've told some people about it, and they're like, "Wow, man, that's screwed up." But I want to make a video on that. So I'm going to make a video on probably the next one on ghosts and dreams, and just tell some stories about some stuff. And it's just really some weird stuff because and I've had a lot of dreams too that come true. It's usually when like I'm going through a lot in my life, like really high, really stressed out, things that I'm going through, and I'll have them. And it seems like the only time, usually. But I'm going to wait for that for the next video. I hope you like this video. If you want to get into any out-of-body experiences, just do your research. Because I just don't have the time to sit here for hours talking about it. So, really cool stuff, but bizarre. So, look into it, and I'll see you in the next video. So, later.